And welcome back to This and That. We are now joined by Pat Benson, who's marketing and outreach with Consumer Credit Counseling. We're talking about the importance of checking your credit report. And of course, we hear it constantly, time and time again, when you think about identity theft and then poor credit, things could impact your credit report. It's always great to just sort of check it. And there are some free resources out there, but you've got some free tips for us here today.
Yes, sir.
All right, I think we'll jump right into the first one here. Number one, it can help you detect and dispute errors.
Well, that's true. About 1 in 4 people saw potential errors when they were looking over their credit report, according to a recent study by the Federal Trade Commission. And we all know about the credit score, that 3-digit number you have, and that'll tell you when your credit changes, but it really won't tell you how or why, and it definitely won't let you know if that's because of a reporting error.
And sometimes you can fix these problems very easily, even just by noticing that there's an error, but call the issuer, and if you see something strange that you don't understand, and they can get that taken care of. All right, we'll go into number 2 here. Your credit may be affected by others' mistakes.
That's true. You may be very conscientious about paying your bills on time and paying off the balance of your credit card each month, but maybe you have a son or daughter who's in high school or college and you co-signed on one of their credit cards. And teenagers, they have a lot going on. They can be a little forgetful at times, but if they miss too many of those payments, it's going to cause a negative impact on your credit score.
Moving right along, number 3, you might stop identity theft and credit card fraud early on.
Yeah, well, if someone has your social security number, they can be applying for credit, and they can even be making purchases for a good while before it even pops up on your radar. So if you're checking your credit report pretty often, it's going to allow you to catch that. And also, if you notice any unfamiliar activity or something you don't understand, call the issuer, see why that's on your credit report history, and if necessary, file an identity theft report or even place a freeze on those credit reports.
Okay. Number 4, you'll save money by being proactive about your credit. I think this is a big one.
Yeah, well, we all know having good credit could potentially save you thousands of dollars in interest payments over the course of a lifetime. And if you're happy with your credit, then it's still good to keep an eye on it. Think of it as like an annual doctor's visit. And this one's for your financial health and your financial well-being. And if you're like most of us and you maybe have a little below average credit, that will allow you to see what exactly is causing that lower credit score, and it'll also give you ways to rebuild that credit, and that way you're not just guessing, you're not just shooting in the dark.
Especially this time of the year, it's a good time because obviously the holiday season just around the corner. And
Absolutely.
The last bullet point that we have here, it is free to check your credit reports.
And then that's the best part. Under the Fair and Accurate Credit Transactions Act of 2003, you have the right to review your credit reports from each of the 3 major credit bureaus at least once every 12 months. And to get those free reports, you request them from annualcreditreport.com. And that's a government website, so they're not going to sell your personal information to any third-party businesses or anything, so it's safe.
And of course, it's real important, again, the website there, annualcreditreport.com, because there are some others that are out there, but it's not necessarily free.
Yeah.
And one quick question, too, because you have a chance to check the 3 main agencies here, and you could do it all at one time, but you don't really advocate that. You sort of say to spread it out some.
Sure. There are 3 major credit bureaus, and I recommend checking them almost seasonally, about once every 4 months or quarterly, and that way it'll give you an accurate representation and it'll allow you to keep an eye on it as time goes by, and that way if something does go wrong, you'll be able to catch it early on.
All right, well, some great information about why checking your credit report is very important. All right, folks, for more information on what Consumer Credit Counseling can do, they also do debt management, budget counseling, credit counseling, housing counseling, and financial education, and a whole lot more. There's their phone number, 1-800-459-2227. You can also go to their website, which is credithelptoday.org.